Ellie.
Charlie. We meet again.
Charlie. Disappointing, but...
I'm far. Oh, Charlie. It's swab a few, boy.
Yeah, Charlie. What are your thoughts, Charlie?
Where do we start from, Charlie? The thoughts didn't plenty. If I don't tell you the lie, the thoughts didn't plenty. Where do we start from, Charlie? Bro,
we can start from the game. Let's just start from the game itself.
Yeah. The game itself is a good place to start. For me, I feel Queiroz in-game management, it costs with the game. Because I understand if a coach comes, I don't have a problem with defensive coaches. I don't have a problem if you come with a defensive mindset. But certain things that happen in the game should change how you approach it. So, for example, once you come with the mindset or the strategy of staying in the game for as long as possible and then getting something from a set piece or on a counter, I agree with that. It's a perfect game plan. But when you concede in the 13th minute of the game, it means that plan should be put to bed. Yes, we should see a reaction. We never got that reaction from Queiroz. And it was as though the events of what happened in the game got to him and he couldn't react properly to it. The first thing that happened in the game was an injury to Marvin Senaya. That was
a huge blow
because, and he even mentioned it in his post-game conference that injury disrupted their defense, and I understand him perfectly, because when you train with a set back four for long, like you train with them for long, especially your fullbacks, you give them key roles. Let's not forget, Colombia's best player was Luis Diaz. So you could understand from when we played Croatia, that was on Saturday till Friday, they were working on stopping Luis Diaz. Marvin Senaya was given that task. So when you work so much of a player to stop Luis Diaz and he gets injured 30 minutes, it can disrupt you for some time. So I understand him perfectly when he says that. I understand him perfectly. But my point is this: when you have a setback four, unless something extraordinary happens, you should never interrupt it. Okay. That back four that played the first game against Panama, we all admitted we improved defensively as a team. Against England, superb defensive performance. The understanding was there, the communication was there. You could tell that these guys were getting used to themselves. Even though we had already qualified, I did not like the fact that we disrupted it against Croatia.
I think you said it after the Croatia.
Because this is a team that has not played together for so long. So you do not take you take advantage of every game to build that cohesion with them. Then we go on and disrupt it for the second time against Colombia. It doesn't help, especially for a team that is of low quality like the Ghana Black Stars. Let's be honest with ourselves. So you could see that it took the team time to reorganize themselves and settle in. By that time, it was the Colombians had figured this out, and there was no way we're going to get back into the game. And obviously, we know we are not an attacking side. We know chasing the game is very difficult for us. So from then onwards, it was very difficult for us to get back to the game because we could not mount any attacking play. And it's due to a lot of reasons. We can mention the keepers now.
So I was about to ask you about the keeper. Do you think that was a good decision by him dropping SM and putting in Atizigi?
Look, Henry, I don't want to be, since this goalkeeping debate started, I don't want to be drawn into it because for several reasons. The first reason is, honestly, I don't believe the two goalkeepers are good enough to be playing for Black Stars. That is me. I've been supporting the Black Stars for close to 20 years. I don't think, look, we've been spoiled with the quality of Black Stars goalkeepers we've had. And I don't think these guys are good enough. That's the truth.
That's true.
So I don't want to even be drawn with it. It's like I'm comparing. It's like you're telling me I should, someone like Yakotra exams. We see D7 yes in E8. We see E8 yes in D7. Like, what's that?
But one of the debates that seemed to be around our players was the keepers.
Yes, exactly. But I'm saying, look, let's be honest with ourselves. After the 2022 World Cup, Atizigi was our first choice goalkeeper. And for me, I don't have a problem with Atizigi, but I also don't pity him when people say he's a better goalkeeper than Asari. Granted, he's a better goalkeeper than him, but you've had 5 years to nail down that spot for yourself. You failed to do that.
I get your point.
That's the truth. He's had 5 years to nail that down. Now he's had 5 years to nail down that number one spot, and he's failed to do that. Asari came in for the qualifiers. He got his opportunity and he took it. He nailed it and became the number one. So when all that when that debate started of who should be number one, who shouldn't be number one, my own is I don't care who is the better goalkeeper, who works for the what works for the Black Stars, and Asari was working. Now we got a manager, a new manager in Carlos Queiroz, who came and said, look, Atizigi is my number one choice. He made it clear to the team from the Wales game that Atizigi is my number one choice. Granted, Atizigi gets injured the first game. Asari comes in, he performs very well. Now Atizigi is fit again. Coach says my number one is fit, I'm going to play him. What's the problem? His number one choice is
even fit. Though we lost the game, it's not like he disappointed.
No, for me, my problem, I have other problems with Atizigi. And this is my problem with him. And it's not like me blaming him. But it always seems like anytime Atizigi is in post, his individual performance is good. By the end of the game, you check the scoreline, Ghana has lost. Ghana has conceded goals. It's something I don't understand. But when Asari is in the post, most of the times we do not concede that much. But there's not much individually to praise him for in terms of top saves and all that. But at the end of the day, I see Ghana most of the games. Ghana doesn't concede. So that is another issue altogether.
Do you think it could be that Asari knows how to command the defense?
That's a factor, and anyone who knows football knows that. Look, we've been playing football from coach level. Look, when I was in Legon, I was in TF. I had a goalkeeper. His name is Justice, and if he's watching this, you know. He used to scream at the defenders, and in cases where the defenders don't hear, he takes a stone and he throws it at them. That's how aggressive he was.
That's extreme.
And you see, sometimes defenders like that. And today I was listening to Coach Nimli, who coached Atizigi when he was in coach. He said that's one thing about Atizigi. He doesn't like talking. He's a very good goalkeeper, but he doesn't like talking. So he always struggles to command his defense. So that might be a factor. But then again, you cannot lay all the blame on him. There was a poor defensive action that led to the goal. Yeah. And aside that, like you said, he distinguished himself very well. So you understand? So it's not something we can hold on to. The goalkeeping issue should not even be a problem. Look, we've gone to a tournament. We've had only 4 shots on target. We've scored 2 goals. None of our 4 scored a goal in the tournament. That should be our issue.
And your main striker didn't have a shot.
We had a striker who is judged one of the best wingers in England. He didn't score. We had a striker who is our captain. He scored 7 goals in qualifiers, 7 assists. He didn't perform. That should be the talking point with regards to our performance. You understand? So yeah.
So moving forward, last time you said something about us building the team with the youngsters. Do you still stand by that?
Oh, I stand by that 100%. I do believe the base or the source of every successful Black Stars team has been either a good under 17, a good under 20, or a good under 23. So if we want to build the Black Stars to a point, we should be looking at the under 17, under 20, and under 23. Let me give you a story. In 2014, after we went to Brazil and everything that happened in Brazil happened, when we came back and we wanted to rebuild the Black Stars, what did? We look back at the under 20 team of 2013 that went and finished 3rd. Yeah. That's when we promoted the likes of Babaraman, Frankie Champon, Ebenezer Sifwa, and all those guys. We promoted them into the team. What happened? In the next year, 2015, we went to the final of the AFCON. We should have won the AFCON, actually. The one we Cote d'Ivoire beat us on penalties. That is the importance of progression from under 20 to the Black Stars. So if we do it right, look, if you do it right, you reap rewards. So like I said, for me, there's an AFCON qualifiers coming, That is the main target. Let's build our team and qualify for the AFCON. We failed to qualify the last time. Let's be humble. Let's play the qualification series. It's going to be tough. Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, Cote d'Ivoire, Gambia, and one other guy. Is it Somalia? Yeah, Cote d'Ivoire, Gambia, and Somalia. Tough fixtures. At least let us try and finish second in the group at least and qualify for the AFCON. From there, that's the next step. Then we have 1 year to go to the AFCON. It's the next year in June. We build on that. But also, like I said the last time, the under 23s have an AFCON. We've not been to the Olympic Games in 24 years. That is where a player like Irenchi comes in. We've seen the young crop of players. Let them go there and build and come back to the Black Stars. In 2008, Andre Ayew was playing for the Black Stars. He had a very subpar tournament in Ghana 2008. When we came back from that tournament, when that tournament ended, the general consensus was that Andre is 19, he still is eligible for the under 20. Give him the under 20 for him to develop and grow with the boys. Adre, as humble as he is, went to the under 20s, captained the side. They won the under 20 AFCON, went on to win the under 20 World Cup. And that led to a generation of black stars where we're almost spoiled for choice with regards to players. You understand? It's just a pity that squad didn't end up winning a trophy for us. But no one can tell me between 2010 to 2018 we didn't have a successful black stars. You get it? So I always believe in progression from under 20, under 23 to under 20 to the black stars. So yeah, let's do it. Let's do that right, and then we'll reap rewards. What this tournament has shown us, especially from the debacle we saw from Otoado to this, is that our players are not bad. If we have a coach that can structure them well, we are going to reap rewards. So let's find a coach now. Unfortunately, just before we showed this video, Carlos Queiroz has announced his resignation.
It's breaking news.
The search for the coach begins now. Let's look for a coach that will continue and build on the gains from Carlos Queiroz, so we can build and then have a successful Black Stars.
All right, Eli. So, all right. Now let's get back to the World Cup. What are your remarks on the World Cup going on now? Now that you feel like Ghana is out, do you have like a team now you're rooting for? Do you have any expectations? Are you going to enjoy the World Cup like the same way?
Oh yeah. I'm enjoying the World Cup. Like, I think for a long time, this is a World Cup I've watched a lot of matches, and every match has been interesting. I mean, look at the match we just saw. It was totally dumb, a bit slow for about 70 minutes, then it just sprang into life.
I think it was really tactical.
3 goals in the last 10 minutes. I mean, very exciting game. And in the end, Erling Haaland. Like I said, at the beginning of the tournament, I made sure and I said something. I wanted the stars to shine at this World Cup.
Yeah, and it looks like they are doing.
All of them are shining. All the big boys are, and I'm happy for them. Erling Haaland, I'm not sure he was well known in the US by now, but after the tournament,
bro, this tournament, the way he's known all around, everybody's looking for Erling Haaland
on TikTok and everything.
Yeah,
he is getting known, and I love how he's embracing the look. He's not really limiting himself to what's happening on the pitch. He's enjoying the whole World Cup.
He's really living in USA.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm very happy for him. But like, I tip England to win the World Cup. They are still my pick, but they are really tough teams.
All right. I don't think I've told you my pick, but I think France will win this World Cup.
Like I said, France are going to be a big problem for England, but I do think we shouldn't sleep on Argentina. We saw how they beat Cape Verde.
That was amazing.
That's the thing. Look, Argentina are a dangerous side right now because everyone seems to be working for a common purpose. That is to platform Lionel Messi.
Exactly.
And it is the belief in the players that once Messi has a good game, their team wins. And if you platform a player like Lionel Messi, who probably is the greatest player of all time, if you platform him that way, he's not going to let you down.
He's not going to let you down.
He's really going to let you. And that's the most fearful thing about Argentina. They are playing with the belief that Lionel Messi can win them games,
and he just might.
Yes. So it's very tricky. We should all be worried about them. France might have the teamwork, they might have the quality, they might have the depth, but Argentina are playing with probably a man who can decide games at will. And they are doing it they are playing in such a way that they are relieving the man of all other duties and just giving him the platform to win them games. You understand? So Argentina, I'm not going to rule them out, but as I now, I still say my pick is England, but I'll not be surprised if Argentina win. But France is everyone's favorite and deservedly so. Yeah.
All right, bro. Thank you very much. The World Cup has reached an exciting point, so I'll make sure to be catching you often.
I'm around.
All right, thank you, bro.